What's happening, everyone? Today, another special guest from the early Levi's days. Clay is here. Now, this is not the clay that you mold. This is the clay that molds you. Clay, how you been?
I've been good. How are you?
I've been all right. You know, we opened up Levi's, and we had very different experiences because I was in a different side. I was in mainly IT, but also merch, and you were
hot dogs.
More of the buns.
Up to my knees in hot dogs.
So, but how explain to the people like what goes into opening this up, because people think, oh, well, I went there at the first game and they didn't even have enough Wi-Fi for me to download the app, you know, but like all the planning that goes into that. I mean, we worked out of trailers for months. We, as you mentioned, you saw the hard hat that I have up there that we all had to earn.
Yeah.
You know, we had to earn that sticker to be able to even go to the bathroom in Levi's, which I made sure when I got that sticker, I was going to use all of the toilets in the dressing rooms, the locker rooms before anybody else did. So
everybody's got their goals, Josh.
You know, I aimed low, and it's about toilet level.
Well, hopefully you made it.
I did. I made it. Even on there's a third one, right? There's two locker rooms, and then there's like a third one, right?
God, I don't remember.
It was like it was not necessarily used by a team, but I think we used it during like WWE. We used it during
I had a
concerts.
cheerleader's locker room.
Oh, that's what it was.
I'm surprised you don't remember that.
Yeah, well, you know, the names weren't like as recognizable. You know, I mean, and plus, I don't ever look at the cheerleaders. I'm married, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
No, your soul is the first thing that goes into it. It's a lot of work. It's not. It definitely was an experience. Just going into something that you really have no idea how to do it, because it's not done very often, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't build stadiums very often, so going into it, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know to expect working out of a trailer for 8 months before, or maybe a year. God, I don't know. My time is so smashed together now. But yeah, it was definitely unique. I don't know.
Where did you came? You didn't come from sports, did you?
I came from convention centers. I was in New Orleans.
Ah, New Orleans. Yeah. That's a fun little place.
It was a lot of fun, but I needed to leave. It was too much fun.
Yeah, I mean, when you get up to our age, you kind of have to take a step back.
Yes.
And realize I better stop this.
Yes, even convention centers, you're working 18 hours a day. It's madness. You lose so many years of your life working in this industry. And your feet.
Well, I mean, like,
and knees.
Yeah, I mean, we the people that are still in it, or were still in it, are some of them have worked themselves to death. You know, like it takes a certain kind of person to do this kind of job, to do it, to like be there, because we were there for more than a day sometimes. It was there like 28 hours a day.
I've slept there before.
Yeah.
I've slept there multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
You gotta start boiling hot dogs real early in the morning. They don't just boil themselves. I think my favorite thing about the Niners, you know, I moved to the Bay Area and didn't really know anybody yet. You know, I was out and at a bar, just trying to make friends because I didn't have any friends yet. And you know, girls would come out to me and you know, what do you do? What do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, you know, I work at the new stadium doing food and beverage. They're like, so what do you do when there's not a game?
They don't understand.
I'm like, just show up the day of and cook food for 80,000 people. You know,
the hot dogs are already there.
Standard practice.
This place breeds hot dogs and beer.
So eventually, I just started telling them that I sell hot dogs for a living, and then they either ran away or they got really excited. Like, tell me more, please.
I love hot dogs.
Who doesn't like a glizzy?
But there's like. I remember what I remembered that I thought was so fun about what you guys did was like, oh, here's a new dish that we're adding, or here's like a new, like the signature cocktail, or, you know, things like that, where it was us. It's like, This hat doesn't scan. Like, Josh, what's the UBC to this hat? There's no sticker on. I'm like, oh God, and there's that. But for you guys, it always seems so much more fun on that side.
It's fun. But the most stressful thing, I think, in working in the stadium is lines. Seeing lines. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And it's stressful. And of course, if the team's losing, then the hot dog's cold. The beer sucks. It's too expensive. Yeah. Let's forget about just them getting to the game. If they're stuck in traffic or they pay the parking lot, they already hate us when they get in there. Mm-hmm. And everything sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then at the end of the game when they win, they're like, oh, that was good. Okay, well, I'm good.
We didn't really see a lot of those during our tenure, though, because that was during like the last of the Harbaugh years, and when they were just basically throwing a dart at the audience and seeing who was going to be the next coach.
Yeah.
And the Kaepernick days.
Yeah.
Which you remember when he used to make like stadium ops park his little white Jaguar thing inside the loading tunnel? And like, why don't you just like, there's a parking lot 30 feet away where everybody else parks, all the other players. Why is he special?
Because he's the boss.
He's the boss. We actually it was a fun time, but I really wish that the team had done better, because it was like, I remember one time we lost to the Jets and they didn't have anybody, but we had some people that were supposed to be pretty good. And it's just like, that was disheartening, and then it's always like,
wait, so you actually got to watch the game while you worked?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that must have been nice.
Well, because I was always running around, and so when I'm running around, I'm like, "There's like a million TVs out here, right?" So I'm like always watching, like, oh, they missed it, and they always would get to the red zone, never get the touchdown, and it's like, well, we paid Kaepernick all this money, so we can't really have him run anymore.
The only thing I watched was the time clock. How much time we got till halftime and how much time I got till I can get a drink.
Oh, well, halftime is, because people think halftime is a big thing for you guys. It was a big thing for us too.
Oh, it's hell.
But like during the game is when I was trying to go around and basically not necessarily put out fires, but convince people, like, don't put your purses on the cords because it unplugs things.
Yeah.
Like you'd think that that's a self-explanatory thing, but it's a novel idea to some.
This isn't working. Did you plug it in?
Yeah. That's the thing, because we had radios, right? And it's like, Josh, DHP is out. We're all down here. And like, Marilyn, did you put your purse on the cords again? And silence for a minute. We got it. Thank you. It's the purses on the cords. God. It's always is. So if you ever go to a stadium, ladies and gentlemen, make sure, and you're having problems, look at the cords. There's purses on them. You just know.
Yep.
But what made you want to do Levi's? Because obviously it's a new place. It's like a new, it was a new area for you, a new side of the country.
New role. Well, I was in Sacramento to start. So I was in Sacramento with River Cats and the convention center down here. And then when I went to New Orleans, it was fun, but I used it pretty much as a ticket home. So I just went for it. Didn't actually think I was going to do it, but for some reason they liked me and flew me out there and would never stop since.
You were a pretty good third choice.
Yeah. Who was the second?
I'm just kidding. You were the first choice. I
was the third person hired there. Yeah. So we had our GM Zach. Mm-hmm. Hi Zach, if you're watching. And then they hired the chef. They brought the big fancy chef in.
Oh yeah.
And then it was me after that. So, I was the third person hired for that stadium.
I didn't apply.
Yeah.
I just was.
You got poached.
I was just gonna ride it out at Candlestick and just because I was planning on just either splitting my time between AT&T and the Cow Palace. But then they were like,
"Cow Palace smelled so bad."
It's in the walls. You can't shake that. And,
man.
I mean, it's amazing that they are able to sell food there and people eat it. It's not that it's bad food or anything, but it's like eating with that smell.
Yeah.
And it's like, this ain't the cleanest
it's not
place.
the most pleasant place to eat a chili dog.
Yeah. And have you ever seen like their, not really off-site storage, but like the storage areas that are in the back?
Yeah. They're creepy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
That's where like, if something's, the next COVID is going to come from there. I'm going to tell you that right now. You heard it here first, folks. But, there's all kinds of fun things. The guy who ran it, his name is Pete. Yeah.
I remember Pete.
Yeah. Popcorn Pete, they called him. You remember why?
Oh, man. That guy was a lifer.
He was very frugal.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I can't. He worked that place to death.
He actually passed away too, but he for a while he didn't have any teeth. But once he got teeth in, he was in the dating scene. He was dating this girl that was like 30 years younger than him, and he ended up going to her house, and her mom came over, and her mom he had told her that he was younger than he actually was. And her mom came over and she recognized him from high school.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like good old Pete, and he used to reheat the popcorn, freeze the popcorn, reheat it.
Yeah. He was a penny pincher.
He had some novel ideas.
He wanted his bonus.
Yeah. He actually got it too. Yeah. But I remember going and counting cash over there, and it was like hearing him do the just dictate to everybody, sell the water. So sometimes they had like water fountains there. Remember?
Oh,
sometimes they'd get shut off because we weren't selling enough water.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, that's the biz,
Then I remember, the weirdest thing about working at Levi's was spending time at Candlestick when we were getting ready. The stadium was still shell. You could still see through it, but we're testing all the in-seat merchandise and stuff like that. Remember in that little tiny closet, testing that. But just going there, and we're going there in a suit, walking around, and then all the people that are currently there. And we're the new management coming around, and the faces we'd get, and be like, "Oh, here comes those assholes!"
Yeah,
those guys are taking our jobs.
Well, and it also because they were union there.
Yeah,
everybody was union. It was local 2 for the food and beverage, and it was Teamsters for the merchandise. Mm-hmm. And none of those guys were asked to come down to Levi's.
Nope.
And a couple of them applied, but it was like, "Oh yeah, we're paying $12 an hour." And you don't get any commission. And that really is like, that's what makes a vendor from like an employee kind of, or like a retail person, Because if you go to Levi's and in like the store and anywhere in the stadium, usually it's people that could be like on their phones or, do you need any help? Are you finding everything okay? It's that kind of thing where if you go to the Giants or what used to be the Oakland A's, you'd see him like, "Oh, that's last year's jersey. Come on and get the new one. Oh, it's cold out here. You need a sweatshirt. Get one for your girl too." Like that kind of thing, know? Or like programs here where at Levi's it's just a guy standing at a little.
He's on a crate.
Yeah.
Or the guy on the crate yelling at you when you walk by.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds you of like
I work
the 20s.
here. I don't need it. Stop yelling at me.
Yeah. I see you. I'm not looking at you. I'm making eye contact.
You're doing great, bud.
Yeah. It's a wild thing, like back then in the day, they used to, like you said, you sold hot dogs.
Yeah.
They used to put them in the bun, and give them to them like with the little napkin.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of regulations that we had to do at Levi's. But if you'll remember, when we first opened the stadium, there was all kinds of like talk of like, "Oh, this is going to be the chocolate room. This is where we're going to."
Oh God.
Tell us what you know about the chocolate room. Allegedly.
I don't think there's ever any chocolate in it.
There was never. There never was.
I think they had high hopes of selling this dream of having all this amazing food and reality is you can only do so much for 80,000 people.
Yeah.
And if you really see, the problem is that most thing that people do not understand when they go to a stadium is you want to bitch about, "Oh, this beer's $12. Okay, well, let's split that up. Let's see where that money is going. So 6 of that's going to go straight to the 49ers.
Yeah.
At least, or somewhere around there. I don't know the exact percentage. And then you got the other 6. It's going to cover the cost of the electricity, the light, everything that goes into running that stadium for the food and beverage, the employees, the food costs, and everything. So at the end of the day, they're not really making that much money.
Right. And you have to actually pay for the beer.
You want to do that with chocolate. Guess how much that chocolate's going to cost?
Well,
You know, bring in some chocolatier from Germany or something. And
I think somebody probably just a chocolatier. That's a thing, huh?
oh yeah, there's a very very big thing. Yeah.
I think somebody just maybe watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and was like, okay, but no chocolate river. You know, like we don't want any of the fat kids getting sucked up in the tube.
No, they need to eat hot dogs.
But it's great because they also said that they would. Another thing was that we were going to like grow herbs and stuff on the solar terrace.
I think they eventually did that.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't use them much. Yeah. I mean, grown of herbs for that much that you need is it's nice in theory.
It's a footnote at
but
best.
It's not practical. You need to order from a big farm, not a solar terrace.
Well, and they had their they had that solar farm that was out there, and that was supposed to produce all the energy, right? It was supposed to kind of be like a almost carbon neutral thing.
Yeah, I didn't worry about stuff that wasn't on property. we had enough stuff there.
Oh, but they also, I used to go up to that solar terrace every game. I used to try it every game when we had a flyover.
Oh yeah,
that's the best place.
Yeah. It's also a good place to hide.
Yeah, it is. It's a great place to hide.
Just answer the radio and just pretend that you're running around. Yeah.
You basically.
I never did that.
You're just basically hiding amongst celebrities.
Yeah,
you know, like hide me, like, and then you're going. And it's Dwight Clark here, and he's like this big ass dude, and he's got this suit, and Chuck Taylor's like, and you try to like get next to him, be like, oh, I'm part of the entourage. No, you got the name tag on.
Yeah,
buddy.
There's also a quiet bathroom up there.
Oh, I've never been to the bathroom up there.
Oh, you're missing out.
I had thought I had tried every bathroom.
Oh, see, there we go. I ruined it for you.
Well, shit, Clay. That must not have been done when I was doing it, though.
I'm pretty sure it was. Unless I'm totally wrong. There was a bathroom up there. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're just thinking of that big bush.
That might have been it. Very much could have been.
Why'd you leave?
Well, I came to open up Golden One Center. So it wasn't enough for me. I had to do it all over again.
You just like punishment.
Punishment, yeah. But you know what? The second time is a lot easier.
Well, also
because you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, arenas, it's not as big of a production, but it's all constant production. Constant.
Yeah, it's every freaking day.
Yeah, it's every day, and sometimes it's twice.
Yeah,
because it's in the morning you have like a party, and then at night you have an event.
Yeah,
and that's what took Jay down. Mm-hmm. It was SAP Center, and like I'm a Sharks fan myself, but doing that because you're coordinating the Sharks, then you're coordinating the Barracudas, and you're coordinating Disney on Ice, and you're coordinating like.
Here comes a rodeo and a monster jam.
Backstreet Boys decided to get back together.
There's back-to-back shows.
Yeah. And that's just like, concerts at anywhere are the hardest thing, I think.
Yeah.
Because the stadium is made, or the arena is made for the sport that it hosts, right? Yeah. And a concert will take it and flip it right on its head. We need to put out like all the like plastic tiles on the bottom. We need to make a backstage area. We need like drapes.
Oh, yeah.
We need all kinds of shit. We need to load. For me, it was like we need to load all these SKUs in there and make sure that they scan.
You got to take in all the merchandise and.
Yeah. Then, well, that was something that luckily I was really not involved in, was the count in and count out, because you count out all these shirts and then you count them back to them at the end, and it's like you're responsible for all these that you're missing. And one time we had a country concert, and I think it was Florida Georgia Line, and we didn't sell shit of theirs. And they were like, "Why didn't you sell any of ours?" I was like, "Dude, nobody knows who you are.
Yeah,
like, nobody cares. You're Keith Urban, dude.
There's people in line. They're just not buying your stuff.
Who are you? And luckily I wasn't involved in that, because we were there for like you saw 2 or 3, you were still there, and we had to pay hourly employees. Luckily, we gave them pizza, and that's just as good as money.
Oh yeah.
And Ashley, our boss, would always order cheese as well. And it's like, I told her, why do you order cheese? This is not a kid's party. Nobody eats the cheese. The pepperoni is going to be gone in a minute. And there's going to be one slice taken out of the cheese. And we still have another cheese pizza. Who's going to take it home? Not me. She always took it home because she has kids.
I remember her being a picky eater.
There was a time when we had you remember Centerplate lost the contract for Levi's and got at least the merch contract.
I think both eventually, right?
Yeah, both eventually. But merch was first.
Well, after the Dream Team left, there was, they lost the contract.
I mean, what are you going to do after that? But we had the contract on Fanatics came in.
Yeah.
Right. And this was the merch contract was lost before the F&B contract. So we had Fanatics come in and basically, we had to do everything that they...
That's when I stopped getting free merchandise.
Well, no, you paid for it. You paid for it in one way or another.
What about Centerplate?
Well, that's the thing about a stadium as well. Like, there's the endless... It's the endless merchandise continuum is what I called it.
Yeah.
It was, we help F&B out. F&B helps us out. We help stadium ops out. They help us out. We help ownership out. They help us out. Everybody helps each other. And it's kind of like, it's an economy within the stadium,
It's a bartering system too.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, hey, hey man, can you bring me some of these? Or hey, can we get extra gas in the generator? Or can you have it here? It's like, I'll have a hat for you. You like those new Salute to Service hats?
Ooh.
You like them, huh? How about I get one for, what's your size? And you just grease the wheels. And that's what, I won't mention names, but we know him. He was really good about that. He, Mr. New York. He was very good about
he's
that.
A good old boy.
Yeah. He was like, he is who taught me like the economics of how a stadium works inside, and it was true. It's like, oh shit. Yeah. This works a lot better than it did at Candlestick.
Oh man.
I was just kind of like keeping to myself and not really making friends at Candlestick, but at Levi's, it was a different story.
Well, I think the funniest thing about Candlestick is they had a popcorn room where they'd make all the popcorn for the whole stadium in one fucking room. And then just deliver it in garbage bags.
Yeah, in garbage bags.
And just dump it into the popcorn machine like it was freshly popped there, even though it was made 3 days earlier.
Yeah, you guys, you were literally, you had popcorn machines that you were dumping already popped popcorn in. That's something that people don't really realize. And like,
well, can you imagine with the very talented employees that work those concession stands, having them have access to a real popcorn machine and just all the shit that would happen all day long and fires and
overflowing.
What's smoking on the top level up there? So it's probably pretty smart just for that reason. But
you think about it, it's like it's the illusion. The machine is the illusion.
Yeah.
Are they, because they're not plugged in?
Yeah.
Right.
Some of them were. Some of them have like little heat lamps inside to keep it warm. But yeah, but then they come in and they start pre-bagging it and make it fast as possible.
You're buying popcorn from something that you're not hearing any pops from.
Yep. Or my favorite thing about the worst thing about Candlestick was the spaces that they turned into either storage or walk-in fridges. I remember there's this one area where you literally had to jump over a huge pylon to get over into the walk-in fridge where the fucking kegs were. I don't even know how they got the kegs in there, but it was not OSHA approved. I guarantee that. I
mean, it's definitely not ADA compliant.
No, it was not.
We weren't catering to our wheelchair employees. That's for sure.
No. Yeah.
But what I remember about Candlestick, and like the shittiest part for me was how like narrow those corridors were. 'Cause you couldn't get through.
Yeah.
You can still get through at Levi's, even when it's packed, or the Coliseum when it's packed, or even AT&T when it's packed. But Candlestick when it's packed, it's like, because I worked in the cash room, that's where I started, and I would go and get like hamburgers or whatever for us, and it would be 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah, it took you 10 minutes to walk like one section. Like,
yeah, this is not even standing in line.
You know, one thing it's funny you say that, because like whenever I'd go somewhere with friends or something like that, or say my wife, and we're going through crowds. I'm very good at navigating crowds. I don't even need to look up. I'm like,
yeah.
Like, where the hell are you going?
Like,
follow me.
Yeah, here's the big guy. I'm gonna get behind the big guy. You know, because I had to do that when I took my daughter to the last game at the Coliseum, and you know, I was just like, stay right in front of me and like hold the shoulders, you know, and she's got to like move fast, but like we're right behind this big guy. Just don't lose me.
Yeah. And hopefully he doesn't stop.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't stop and like talk to somebody, because then it's like you're on your own.
It's when you go somewhere, like say it's some other concert venue or something like that, and you're walking in and all of a sudden there's a giant line in the smallest part of the corridor because they decided to roll a beer cart there. And it's like, what the hell are you guys thinking? Like, this line is complete, and then you have the bathroom line because it's halftime going into the beer line, which, you know, could be pretty smart because you get a beer while you're waiting in line. But yeah, and then no one can get through. Everybody's pissed off. And that was the smartest thing they did at Levi's, was make that corridor giant. Yeah. And put an outer corridor. So if you're not trying to buy food, just trying to go somewhere, you can just go around. Yeah.
The outer ring, it was always like that's where I usually walked.
Yeah.
You never go to the inner ring when there's a game on. That's suicide.
That's where the drunk people would go and sit down and get some quiet when they weren't feeling very well. You just see them sitting on the ground back there like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I've also seen, we've both probably seen a lot of them getting taken by the cops there.
Yeah, the amount of things I've seen drunk people do there, or high, or whatever. Remember Grateful Dead? Were you there for that?
Oh, God.
And within like 20 minutes of the doors opening, someone was already trying to jump out of the suite because he was so high in acid.
Yeah. You remember, one thing I remember about that was not only the smell that these people had, but all of them like drove cross country and they brought their dogs, you know, and like, maybe not all of them, but like people in the vans and the campers did. And animal control had to go and bust a bunch of windows. There was 50 or 60 dogs running around. Yeah. That was like, animal control had to come pick up. It's like,
it's a dog party.
What are they just leaving like claim checks for the dogs? You know, I mean, that's wild. Like, why would you bring your dog knowing that you're going to be in there for like probably 6 hours, 7 hours?
Yeah.
And what do you think? You're
going to have bring your dog anyways, just period.
Yeah.
I mean,
he doesn't give a shit.
You could have brought him in. Like, I'm pretty sure that as long as you say it's a service animal, they can't really do anything about it.
I mean, some of those dogs smell better than the people. I guarantee you that.
There's a lot of patchouli.
You know, that was a real. There's a lot of homemade human beings there, I'll say. Yeah.
And then we had a guest services person get contact high on acid because some idiot laced his ticket stub. The ticket taker was holding it. The next 3 events, they had to wear gloves.
Yeah, that's the old switcheroo.
It's dangerous in this world, I'm telling you.
But now, really, now they don't even have paper tickets anymore, right?
No, yeah, they don't. It's just very annoying for an old person like me, like can't figure out electronics.
Yeah, or if your phone's almost dead, it's like, oh man, oh.
You can't find that app. Like, it's just on here. God damn it, where'd it go?
I know. But it is, it's like one of the COVID things, right? It's like no more paper money either.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And that's, I don't really like the no paper money thing. I mean, I get that it's better for the stadium because there's no chance of you taking fake hundreds.
Well, that and less stealing. I mean, you have 2,000 employees and everybody's got cash. You're going to lose some money.
Sure.
That's just standard. Sure. I mean, we had incidents where people had to take their money bags and we had to catch them at their car. They were like, oh, this person never turned in their money. And then you get a real call, well, I see him walking toward his car right now. And then, that's send security out to get him.
He's got a big bag of
$2,000 on it.
Yeah.
People are stupid. They'll do anything.
Like a big sack like in the cartoons.
Yeah.
You know?
just dollar signs all over it.
I'm gonna grab beer real
And
quick.
he's probably got hot dogs.
So I mean, you can imagine that there was a lot of people stealing from merch.
Oh yeah. Not me.
Well, how could you steal if it's gifted or liberated?
Yeah, no.
Or bartered?
Yeah. Or this. My favorite were all the samples.
It was literally impossible for you to steal something.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
The to opening stadiums, all the samples that you get.
Oh yeah.
Everybody wants this. Everyone wants you to buy their pots and pans or their whatever it is, and we have really nice equipment, and I have a lot of very nice equipment at home.
So some of it. The thing about that is, like, we can't even really show that because a lot of that stuff was not licensed by the NFL.
Yeah.
So, like, there was some guy that was like coming by peddling these buckets, which ended up being sold later on after he got licensing with the Sharks, and I think with the Niners. But we got a Sharks one, didn't last very long, but just a 5-gallon bucket with like a pad on the top for a seat. And like a pad around it for like a cup holder. So you could basically, it's a cooler that was like a koozie and people bought it.
What was it for?
Just basically a cooler. It's a cooler that he sold that was basically, it's a 5-gallon bucket.
And what, you just carried around the stadium with you?
It's supposed to be for like tailgating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it doubles as a seat. And
You know what else doubles as a seat? A seat.
Yeah, I know. It's wild because he came to me.
Anything with a logo on it can get sold.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. As I was like, is this licensed by the NFL? And he's like, what do you mean? I was like,
how do I do that?
I can't really even introduce you to anybody right now. You got to get that. And so he was like, how do I get it? I was like, you got to call the NFL. I don't know. Like, you got to call them. I don't know really how that licensing takes place. But you got to figure that out yourself because I'm just a simple IT guy here.
Yeah. When you have to be an approved vendor.
Yeah.
As well. There's a whole vetting process.
You have to grease the wheels.
Sometimes you have to pay to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
It's free. It's free to play.
Yeah.
But you pay to win.
Yeah.
But we had speaking of Mr. New York. So I was teaching a class of people using the register, right? Because I had basically just learned. So I was teaching all the cashiers how to use the registers, and I'm like walking and I have my little pamphlet. And I'm like making sure they're all doing it. And he's behind me and he's looking at this security guard, one of the, not SST, but like the elite security guys that we used to hire to, backfill security spots. And he's just walking around kind of like on the outside of the store. And he takes a jersey and he goes in the fitting room, and he comes out and the jersey is on underneath his polo, right?
Yeah. Classic.
And everybody can see it.
Yeah.
This is all going on behind me, so I'm not really paying attention. But so he goes over to this security guard and he's like, "Hey, you have a jersey on under there?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it's signed." "Oh really? Let me see." And so he's like, "Oh no, I don't want to get it all dirty or anything." And then he ends up like just leaving, right? So then he calls SST, says, "Hey, there's a security guard that just left with a jersey on. It's an elite jersey too. So it's we have the $100 jerseys that are like the screen print ones,
Yeah.
and the $150 ones that are like the ones with stitching, and then this one is the elite jersey. It's what players actually wear on the field." So it's a $300 jersey, and this guy takes it, and it was right at the beginning of the stadium, and SST had not had their first kill yet, so they were they got him basically, but when he came back, they got the jersey, and they're like, "It looks like there's something on it," because he had tucked the jersey into his pants,
Oh no.
and he had shit the jersey when they tackled him, because they converged on him like velociraptors, 2 from the side and 1 from the front.
Oh,
And they
shit.
nailed him into these bushes. And when they hit him, he shit himself. And so he shit the jersey. He shit a $300 jersey. And like we put it down, like we tried to like hose it off. We couldn't sell it again. But that
I
thing,
wonder who got that jersey eventually.
it stayed in the warehouse down there, hung up at the warehouse, like manager's off, like their desk, like Jay's desk. It was stood there for like 2 or 3 years until like basically all the smell could dissipate or whatever could dissipate and just became, I don't know, inert, you might say. But I think I actually shipped that to our boy in New York.
Oh,
So,
oh wow.
yeah, I shipped it to him. And a bottle of wine. You know, the signature bottle of the 50
Super Bowl
SB50 wine. Yeah. Which was pretty good for a red
We should have opened that. Next
Yeah.
time. Next time we'll crack that open.
Next time we'll crack it open. That's a good excuse.
Yeah.
Because it's a special occasion kind of thing, because obviously they don't make it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made sure he got a backpack.
Nice.
And one of those, you know, bottle in a backpack.
Yeah, I had a lot of that wine. I sold a lot of it. So still got a little bit of it left.
It's not bad. You know, I don't really care for red blends because usually they're pretty sweet, but that one wasn't.
Yeah, it's good. Should be probably really good right now. It's been long enough.
I've had it in the closet, turned on its side.
Yeah.
Now for what? Almost 10 years?
Shit. Well, what's that say right there? Isn't that the dates on there?
Super Bowl 50. Yeah, it was 2016.
2016.
Yeah, I remember.
February 7th.
Yeah, dude, my daughter was due on that
way.
day. Yeah. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to come in. And turns out like she didn't come out of there for another 2 weeks. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to make it. And so you remember when Lady Gaga invited us all to like drink at her like room or whatever. She had the club up there right before Super Bowl happened.
I don't.
What?
No, because I was too busy running around grabbing shit for other people.
Well, fuck, man.
Where was Gaga even there?
Yeah, she was doing the halftime show.
That was Beyonce.
No, Beyonce was not
Coldplay,
there.
Bruno Mars.
Oh no, she was doing the anthem.
Oh,
she was doing the anthem. That's
you're
what
right.
She was doing.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, she did the anthem and she killed it. But
no, one thing I learned about Super Bowls: halftime show is so much better on TV.
Yeah,
it's terrible live.
Yeah, it really does suck.
It's made to be on TV. It was such a letdown. I'm like, oh, this is boring. They're all faced the wrong way. They're all no, they're very demanding people.
You mean the celebrities or the whole halftime show?
The whole Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the whole Super Bowl. Oh my god.
Well, they are, and you know what? I'm not quite sure which one was bigger. The Super Bowl or the WrestleMania, but it seemed like it was WrestleMania.
I think WrestleMania had more people.
Yeah,
because you had the field.
Yeah, you had the field, but then also then with the Super Bowl you had more like media and alumni and that kind of thing. Like you had the commissioner there and a bunch of owners and shit like that. You know?
Yeah. For the amount of VIPs you have at a Super Bowl, it's like insane.
Oh, everybody's a VIP. Well, if you think about it, like you're spending almost 10 grand on a ticket. You're fucking VIP.
Well, most of those people aren't spending money on any tickets because they're corporate or something.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah,
the most of I would say the amount of people that are actually fans that are going to the Super Bowl because they're fans, like 30% maybe.
Right.
They're just got to be there. This like corporate, you know.
Yeah. You remember Alan, right?
Yes.
Who could forget?
Yeah.
So he went to the Super Bowl, this most recent one with the Niners and everything. I told him.
Where was that at?
That was in Las Vegas.
Oh, the new stadium. That's right.
Yeah. And
Toilet bowl.
Yeah. I told because he was trying to buy a house, and I was like, dude, the Niners are going to be in the Super Bowl. You forget that down payment. Now is not the time of the economy. Go for it. He did. And he actually got like donations from other people to go because he had a record of like 24-0 or something, like 22-0, where every game that he was at, they won. You know, and so people were like, here's $100. I hope they win. Wasn't enough. Can't beat the Chiefs that way.
I don't think you can beat. Well, no, Taylor's there. Come on.
Tay-Tay was there. Yeah, she was there.
I remember speaking of Tay-Tay, the first stadium tour that she did, I think she played 2 or 3 nights in a row at Levi's.
Yeah.
And we were all, and Ashley, I think Ashley was with us, maybe even Tim, I don't remember. But
Tim was gone. Tim was gone then.
Was he?
Yeah, he was long gone.
We're in the suite, the center plate suite, which was cut off from sales because it wasn't exactly. It was kind of like on the side of the stage, but not enough that they could sell tickets to it. So we're in there because once it starts, there's not much going on because everybody's watching the show. Like you're not selling a lot of beer. Plus, it's Taylor Swift, so you're not selling a lot of beer anyways because it's kids.
Yeah, you're selling soda pop
and merchandise. But we're sitting in a suite and watching. I'm videotaping this, and all of a sudden the fireworks from backstage go off.
Oh shit!
And it's directly in front of us. It's another reason why they didn't want us in that suite. And I really almost fell off the ledge. Got scared so bad.
You probably got sunburned from there.
No, you can see it. I'll have to pull up that video. You can see where I drop the phone and I fall down.
Oh my god,
yeah, that was fun. But I will say, when the show was over, she was walking back in the back corridors, and all the bartenders were in line to turn in their banks, and she literally stopped and thanked every one of them, which is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So don't give her that much shit. She's pretty cool.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you get those kind of people like I didn't know that about her because she didn't do that with the merch people.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. So that's a good thing. I mean, because her and I always talk about Lady Gaga because she invited us all and I couldn't go because I had to get back to my super pregnant wife, but it's sometimes you get around like to those kind of people or even like Frank Gore. You remember Frank Gore? He was killer. He was super nice. Mm-hmm. He used to get pizza for everybody. And if you go over to 4949, it's like,
oh yeah.
Oh, hey, Frank
I just
Gore
got shivers down my spine when you said that.
When I said 4949, yeah.
No.
Well, let's explain to people what that is.
That's the corporate office. That's where everybody yells at you when you're doing wrong.
And that's where everybody, like the coaches and the upper brass, the 49ers, their business ops team, at least I think that's where they used to be. I think maybe they're at the stadium now. But everybody used to be there. The high up execs are at 49. Yeah.
49, and then you got all the sales team that sell the dreams. They're at the stadium.
Hard sell these days.
I think the hardest part about opening a stadium or arena is the sales team. That are selling this dream that they know damn well by the time that person gets to their suite, they're not going to be working there anymore. So they're just going to take their commission and run. The amount of things that were promised to people, like, I was told I can have filet mignon cooked to order in my suite. I'm like, how the fuck do you think we can do that? Yeah. Like,
it's going to take 30 minutes to get to you with this people here.
Exactly. They sold so many dreams, and God, I hate those people. I hate them so much. The amount of stress those people have given me. I've never even met them.
Well, that's the thing.
And they stopped working there months before it even opened. And they all went to the next spot.
They all went to I think I'll sell all my Google shares now. And I'll just not work. I'll just be a consultant for people.
Yeah.
That is they did sell that dream. Like what I was talking about with the chocolate room and the cooked filet mignon to order and everything like that. And we're gonna brew our own beer down here, and it's some wild stuff, like such a pipe dream. Or
the wine cellar.
Yeah,
those beautiful wine cellar that we have. It's just a cement room.
It's a dungeon.
I remember they're doing that. They're getting ready for the halftime show. Like it was a couple days before the Super Bowl. They're doing practice. And I get this phone call from Zach, and he's like, "Hey, or no, wait, Zach was gone already.
Was it
Dak?
Dak,
yeah, Dak.
Rhymes.
He's like, "Hey, Jay-Z is here watching Beyonce's performance. He wants to see our wine room." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Stop what I'm doing. Run up to the wine room, and I forget who was up there. I'm like, clean this shit up now. Clean this up, make us look good. Find some silver Sharpies and take out some Super Bowl bottles. We're gonna we're gonna have Jay-Z come sign some bottles for us. So I get everything all ready, and I go down to find him, and his little security guard comes up and goes, you know what? Thanks a lot, but they just ended. We're gonna take off. I'm like, God damn it!
God,
I almost got to take Jay-Z up to our wine room.
Damn it! But then you could be I don't know. You could be implicated in a Diddy incident. Who knows? Who knows?
Too soon. Too soon.
Is it too soon?
Hasn't even happened yet. Oh.
But yeah, that Super Bowl, I mean, I remember there was all kinds of shenanigans going on. And
there's a lot of shenanigans we won't even speak of.
But I think maybe the most that you're able to speak about is I was like, it was so surreal to after the game was over to be on the field popping bottles of champagne with the Blue Angels of all people. You know?
It was fun.
The Blue Angels.
I got really drunk on the field after. Really drunk.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. We have some good pictures of that.
I don't think any exist.
Yeah. No, that was fun. Speaking of on the field, Candlestick. I felt so bad because we're running around testing out the new processes for Levi's at Candlestick, and we're at the last game, right? Farewell to Candlestick, the last game. And,
last one.
Our credentials got us onto the field, and there wasn't a lot of people on the field. When boys and men's playing, I'm standing next to Dr. York and on the half line, and boys and men playing. I'm looking around at all these Lifer fans, and I'm like, this is like my third time here. I felt so bad. I'm like, you have all these diehard people, and I'm like some asshole kid who's like running around with merchandise or something, or delivering hot dogs, and I'm standing on the field watching boys and men. Well, these grown men are crying because their stadium's leaving.
It's like, what's the name of this stadium again? Yeah. Oh yes, Candlestick.
Oh, the radio calls after that game that were hearing, someone's trying to steal the condiments.
And people were ripping the towel dispensers off.
Everything that had a logo on it or anything wasn't bolted in was taken, or bolted in. Shit, they took everything.
Yeah, I mean, some stuff that was bolted in, and I mean, I've got. We both had our connections of souvenirs. I've got some beer taps that are all, I give them away every once in a while.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff from Candlestick, Levi's. What
I really wanted was
Arco.
Oh, Arco, yeah.
Got Arco. Well, because we use that place as a. So let's talk about selling the dream here. Okay. When we opened up Golden One Center, they thought it'd be a great idea to have glassware in every club and every suite.
Oh no!
Now I know that to a normal person that sounds nice, but we don't have the facilities to wash 5 million glasses and put it back, right? And then they didn't really plan the whole people taking this glassware out to the court for their, out of the club or out of the suite. So that lasted about a game. And then we had to palletize about 12 pallets of glasses and take it over to Arco and drop them off because that was no longer, the dream did not live.
These people are savages.
Yeah. Also, if you want a club with glassware, maybe you should put some dishwashers into the blueprints.
That would be that's a.
You'd have to have a glass dishwashing room just for glasses.
That's a forethought, right?
Yeah, you think? Always something you forget. Or it gets redlined. It's like they'll deal with it. This is nice for them, but they'll figure it out.
Oh, that's a good problem to have. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, that's not my problem. That's their problem. The contract signed.
So did they was there broken glass places, or were people just stealing them?
No, it's just they'd be on the concourse or they'd be dropped or because there's nobody stopping them from taking them down to stairwells or whatever.
That's literally the whole point why they don't serve this.
Exactly. Yes, that's what I said. They're selling a dream. And we're living a nightmare. In
the clubs, though, you could buy this, right? But they put it in a cup?
Yeah, but then you can't take it out the front door.
Yes. Yeah, the ever vigilant security guards.
And you can't even, I don't think you can even buy water with a cap on it.
No, they uncap everything.
Yeah.
And they open everything. It's really a pain in the ass.
It really is. It really is. I mean, I get it. They're projectiles, and if it's thrown, at least some of it will spill out before it hits someone in the head. But and that's why they do it. It makes sense. Because I've seen stuff thrown or dropped.
Do you remember when we had Thanksgiving at the stadium?
Oh, the 50-yard line turkey.
The 50-yard line turkey, but then somebody threw they threw something at Richard Sherman, and it nailed him right. And they nailed.
Was it while he was eating his turkey on a 50-yard line?
I think so. Yeah, but it was like it was either like a full beer or something that had some weight to it.
Yeah.
And he was like, pissed at all the 49er fans and everything. And he obviously became a 49er, but
he kind of deserved it.
Yeah, he was really like
he was a dick.
I
mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Sorry, buddy.
Well, he was a dick on the field, right? Because he was like, "Don't ever pin me with that sorry ass receiver Crabtree. He's mediocre at best," like that kind of thing. When they beat us in that, I think it was the NFC Championship when we didn't go to the Super Bowl and they ended up going against the Broncos. But, I mean, he was like, I always liked the Seahawks because of him. Him and Marshawn Lynch. It's like they're just a bunch of big black guys that impose their will on everyone else.
Yeah.
It's like you just have to deal with it.
And you'll never hit them in traffic either because they're wearing those stupid neon colored uniforms.
Yeah, they glow. They like glow. They're reflectors. They're good jogging uniforms.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, from the 90s.
From the 90s. Yeah. What made so you already lived up here, and that's probably why you wanted to open up Golden One instead of. So did you have to like commute down to Levi's? Or did you have like an apartment?
No. I lived in the Bay Area for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it's terrible.
In the Bay Area?
When you go to work early and leave work late just so you don't have to sit in traffic. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
But everybody had a full bar in their office. So it wasn't that bad. You just, when you're done working for the day, just go find, all right, whose office are we going to today?
Yeah.
we call it, is it wine and cheese time? You'd open that top file cabinet, the one that flips up, and it'd be like Mad Men, and it's just like bottles.
Do you remember when we were doing the in-seat at Levi's, we had the like those closets that were on the outer ring of the stadium that were like staging areas for in-seat almost?
Yeah.
Well, that one that was like right at the front, it was right next to that guest service. It was like on the other side of that guest services area. Well, that is what I transformed that myself into my own like tech area. And afterwards it would be called it was Josh's Tropical Bungalow. And it was Jay would come up, bring some beer. We would count money in there.
I'm pretty sure I met you in there during Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually somebody, I will again not mention names. Somebody was in there. The only other person to have a key. He was in there, and I went in there to try and get one of my beer cart handheld things because I was charging him in there, and one of them went dead. So I was going in there, and I turned the lock. I turned the knob, unlocked it, turned the knob, and opened it. But all of a sudden, it slammed back into my face. Well, why is that? So I am doing this motion, right? I'm doing this, and it's like opening a little bit, and then I hear somebody comes up and he's like, "Hey, Josh, I need you to I need you to go stand over there and turn away. I'm in the middle of something here." I was like,
middle
of what? The middle of what? And so I look in there, and there's that telltale uniform with the hot dog hat and stuff. And I'm like, okay. And so I go to the corner. I'm looking right at it, right? I'm not turning around.
Why would you? Of course.
I'm looking right at it.
It's a train wreck, right? Don't look at this. If you don't want him to look, don't tell him not to look.
And so he comes out, and this girl leaves there, and he comes out, and he's like, "Hey, I was getting the full Nelson." And I was like, "Well, fuck, man, I gotta get my handhelds out of there. Do I need to go in there with a black light?" It's like, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Any wet wipes?
Yeah. But shit. I'm just trying to be a good employee, a good old fashioned, friendly neighborhood IT guy, if you will.
Yes.
And I'm going there just to get a handheld, and there was a handheld already going on. But I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. And then popping bottles on the field with the Blue Angels. That's the two. They're like, it's ingrained in my memory. You know?
Yeah. I remember we stayed at we got hotel rooms that were, because I live 5 miles away from the stadium, but that was too far.
Yeah.
It was too far because it would take so long with traffic and everything. So we ended up getting hotel rooms that were literally like, I think, two blocks away or something like that, so that we can get there and back because the amount of work you do the whole week prior, you're there for 18-20 hours a day getting ready. It's not easy. It's not just like turning on the hot dog warmer
or the popcorn machine.
But like if for people that don't know, when you work the Super Bowl, you do a full background check, like full FBI background check. To get a credential, and you're doing that like 8 months prior.
Yeah,
like the entire year of we were like that we were open. We were planning the Super Bowl. It was insane. And then the week of, or a month, 30 days out. So unless you have playoffs, as soon as your last game's done, you're closed to everybody. And then basically you hand the stadium over to the NFL. Mm-hmm. So there's no concerts, there's nothing. And then after that, if you're not someone who needs to be there, you're not allowed there.
Yeah.
So you have to have these really fancy credentials. And when we went through to get into the Niner Stadium, the week of, as you get closer and closer, security gets tighter and tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
And then I remember we had, remember that creek outside the front? We had, I don't know what they are, Marines or Army or whatever, guys in the creek with guns, like patrolling. And we'd drive in through the checkpoint, and there's literally a 25-year-old kid with a semi-automatic sitting on top of a Hummer.
That was not semi-automatic. That was fully automatic.
Fully automatic Hummer. Or, and like these guys, I'm like, what the like, this is just a football game, right? Like, it was pretty scary. Like, we have all these people, and then you're like, hey, check out the roof over there. Like, there's a sniper up there. There's a sniper up there. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. I'm not stealing anything today, I guess.
I'm okay. Wait, am I okay? Yeah. Okay, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just freaks you out. I'm like, do they know something? Like,
yeah. Well, because for me, it was like, Ashley came, she's like, oh, they're going to do a background check. I was like,
uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Here come the skeletons.
Are they going to, like, what about my driving record? They're like, well, they don't care about that. I was like, oh, whew, okay. Then I'm okay.
Yeah.
Then we're good. But you remember Selena was the one like that was arranging all that stuff. R.I.P. Selena, a good person.
Sweetheart.
Killer person. Like that. Like you couldn't meet a nicer person.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what the hell she was doing in this industry because she was way too good for it.
She, even at Candlestick, she was like, me and my buddy Chris used to like tease her, be like, when are you going to stop this? Because she actually wanted to be in law enforcement, believe it or not.
Private investigator or something.
Yeah. And it was like, why? You're a really nice person. Why do you want to ruin that? you know? But, we would, they sent that spreadsheet around and you could basically give yourself whatever security clearance you wanted, And for me, it was like, it got passed to me and I was like, I'm not even going to be here, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, no, there's a good old, I have a full collection of, I've been to 4 Super Bowls, I think now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. No, you get shipped to this industry is everybody's like, oh, cool. You get like, when you're off season, it's must be nice having all the days off. No, they ship you to another stadium where there's sports going on. So if you're in a downtime of football and your company also has baseball team. So guess what? You're going to be at baseball games.
Yes, exactly. Well,
There's never a downtime.
We had to go to like the World Series because the Giants were in it right before then, right? And so we got shipped out to that. But that was like very little work. It was like as needed.
Usually it is. It's more of just having eyes and people there that can handle a situation if there is one.
It's almost to mentally prepare everybody else that regularly works there. It's like, oh, there's like management here that I don't recognize and I better act right kind of thing, you know? But when I was in Fanatics, when our contract got sold and, you know, then I became Mr. Everywhere. It wasn't just Levi's. It was now you're at Levi's, you're at the Coliseum, you're at the Kings, which, you know, not the Warriors, but the Kings. You got to go all the way up there. And then also the Sharks, which was cool because I like the Sharks and I like the A's. You know, it was great because I lived closer to Oakland technically because I was in San Mateo, just right across the bridge. But, you know, going all to those places, especially when I had to go all the way to the Kings, it was like, man, it's nice to have a change of scenery, but
it's just the driving home that sucks.
Yeah, the driving home that sucks.
I usually didn't go anywhere unless I had a hotel. But I've been sent to, let's see, Saratoga Racetrack.
Oh, that's actually cool.
And I was there for a month.
Where's that? That's Saratoga,
New York.
New York.
Yeah.
Because the Saratoga in California ain't got no racetrack.
No. This is New York, and we were there for a month. Like they rented us a house.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and that was fun. You meet some interesting people.
Who did they send you out there with? Anybody that I know?
No, it was actually with people from the convention center here in Sacramento. Back then. But it's like they don't have. It's like it's the traveling sideshow, I call it. The racetrack circuit, because they're not in season year round, but they don't. You know, they basically take the same crew. Like say Belmont ends, they pretty much end. They just load up all the trucks, send the people over to Saratoga, and it's a traveling sideshow. And then they just bring in all these contract managers, and because they're not going to spend the money to staff it, year round, and no one's going to take the job year round because you're not going to make any money.
Yeah, well, also like there's a period in racing where it's like the weather gets shitty, right?
Yeah,
and there's a period where you have that last race, then the weather gets shitty, and these guys are off for a long time. And there's that first race. You don't want to catch them on that first race.
No.
When they just get back.
Yeah.
Because it is they're interesting people. The people that are you might call them carnies.
No, you're not carnies, guys, if you're watching.
No, nobody watches this show. Nobody watches.
Cool. You never know.
Tens of people across the world that watch this show. But they are a certain kind of people. It takes a real certain kind of person to follow this thing around for so long. And that's the same with like roadies for concerts. I won't quite say the same for the WWE people because those people were almost like military. They sent their basically what I call scouts in, right? They send the scouts in first. And what the scouts do is they tape off all the doors. They tape the doors, tape the signs on the doors, tape the floor, just like have like walkways for people, like to dressing room, to fitting room, to the stage or whatever, and like all that. And then they just it's a constant rollout of all these different people. And for me, I think I talked about this last episode too, but they have an unlimited budget and they have unlimited resources to get things done. It's not like working for the Niners or the NFL.
They don't make money at the WrestleMania. They lose money. They make all their money on the pay-per-view. The live event.
I can see.
Yeah, they're not making much.
But dude, it's far and beyond anything I have seen from the NFL.
Yeah.
It's far and beyond that. It's far and beyond anything that I've seen from any of the concert people, like that's including Beyonce and Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift was up there. But those guys, what do you need to get it done?
Yeah.
And it was there the next day. And it was a hypothetical answer that I gave them.
Uh-huh.
It was like, I need a line of sight laser transmission to get IP addresses to you guys from like static IP addresses to you guys from the trailers.
Yeah.
And that's never going to happen. So you guys are going to have to use, rotating IP address. And they're like, no. I left at 2:00 in the morning that night. And what I needed was there the next day at 8.
Wow.
That's
they probably got a storage of shit that they've just had to buy in the past or something that
I can imagine. Yeah. But like 6 hours?
well, I mean,
Like
I've had to go get stuff. I remember Super Bowl day and a phone call. It was pretty early. I want to say like 6 a.m. I got a phone call that told me that I needed to find a case of Veuve champagne for Coldplay. It's 6 a.m. on Super Bowl. I already had my day planned of what shit I needed to do. I needed to add that into the mix because Veuve, all of a sudden, the manager decided that they needed champagne.
Coldplay drinks early.
Yeah, well, no, they needed it there for later. But driving around, okay, where am I going to find a full case on a Sunday in Santa Clara?
Nothing's open in Santa Clara on a Sunday.
No,
the town doesn't exist on a Sunday unless it's for football.
Yeah,
but what was Gwyneth Paltrow in there drinking it in the morning so she could stomach her husband singing? Or boyfriend or what the hell he was,
or
partner.
Still drinking from the night before.
Yeah, with her little candle.
Oh man, you remember the big controversy over the dressing rooms for that? Like who got what dressing room?
No,
I think Bruno Mars was. I think Bruno who we had Gaga did the national anthem, and there was someone else who did the other part of the national anthem, right? There's 2 different people.
Was there?
I don't remember.
I thought it was just Lady Gaga because she did a really good job.
But anyways, somebody was upset because Gaga got the better dressing room. I think it was Bruno Mars.
well, she's taller and she couldn't fit under the stairwell. He could fit right under the stairwell.
Yeah, I think he just got like a warm-up room or something. It was just like a box. It was just like, it didn't have the amenities that most dressing rooms have.
It's like
some tables.
Bruno Mars, dude, you're at every halftime show.
Yeah.
You're like everybody's halftime show dude that they go to.
I think this was the first one he was at, wasn't it?
Was it? It seems like he's at all of them.
I don't know.
Doesn't it? It seems like that's what he does.
That's just stick.
Yeah. Like, and him and John Legend, it's like, hey, we're the safe guys.
John Legend, remember the pre-opening for all the VIPs we did at Levi's and John Legend concert?
Oh yeah,
and it was it wasn't an open concert for anybody. You had to be invited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was like their big first thing there. That was cool.
Did you you had to put on that? What kind of party was that you had to put on that one time that Smash Mouth came through? You remember that? Smash Mouth came through to like the United Club or something, or it was like a Google or an Amazon or some kind of party.
It was Facebook, I think.
Was it a Facebook party?
Facebook had a party and had Smash Mouth.
Like,
and that guy was fucking hammered.
Yeah. R.I.P. to him too.
He was, he was up in I think they were in like this, they played right on the plaza, right? And then he was in a suite up top over there, one of the large suites, and that's where his little party room was. And he drank a lot. He
was a big fella.
Yeah,
right.
I think he was downing bottles of Fireball, from what I remember.
Oh no!
Yeah, and then I think he was too drunk. I don't even think he played more than that much. Like he just did his hit song over and over like twice, and then someone else took over.
Hey, now you're an all-star. Hey, now you're an all-star. But you so I mean Fireball's that's when you can really hurt yourself with. That'll sneak up on you. You ever try
it's called sugar hangover.
Yeah. You ever try the Screwball peanut butter whiskey?
Yeah.
That's good. I just tried that over Thanksgiving.
Have you ever had the original? It came from this place down in San Diego. And it's basically just infused whiskey with peanut butter. It's more of a milkshake.
Really?
Consistency, and it's delicious. But it was just like, whatever whiskey they can get. Cheap. Pour new buckets of peanut butter. And then it became the other thing. It's tasty. It makes a pretty good White Russian.
It makes sense because you hardly taste anything.
Yeah.
When you down it. And it's like peanut butter. Well, I love peanut butter. I've loved peanut butter when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's like whiskey for kids.
Yeah.
You know? I love
Get some
it.
jelly flavored vodka.
Well, then we'll do it.
Let's talk about some crazy experiences. Okay, so in New Orleans during the Super Bowl, I was at the convention center. Center Plate ran the convention center and the stadium where the Super Bowl was. So when the Super Bowl comes to town, it's not just the Super Bowl. It's the NFL experience. It's the Bud Light Hotel. It's everything. So
all the activation around the stadium.
Everything. Yeah. And and San Francisco was a little more spread out. In Dallas, it was more spread out, but in New Orleans, everything was right there. So it was like a big city of Super Bowl stuff. And the convention center had the NFL experience, which was pretty cool. Not that difficult of a operation. And then they turned one of the hotels into the Bud Light Hotel. So basically, what they do is Bud Light finds a hotel, and they pretty much just change the name to Bud Light Hotel, and then everything in every room is like Bud Light robes, Bud Light ice buckets, whatever. Marketing. But the parking lot across the street is a giant concert place.
So we were talking... Sorry, folks, we had to change cameras. We were talking about the Louisiana, New Orleans Super Bowl.
The Bud Light Hotel. So we're setting up this stage. It was 2 nights of concerts. I can't remember the first night, but the second night was Stevie Wonder.
Oh.
Okay, so Stevie Wonder's playing, and we have about 15 bars. I think we've set up 15 bars, a couple VIP platforms, and then some VIP side stage stuff. And I'm running all the alcohol for it. So Stevie Wonder is playing on stage, and I get a phone call from our VP, and he's like, "Hey, meet me at the back gate. I need you to get me and my buddy in." I'm like, "Okay." And I get back there, and it's the guy from Storage Wars.
Oh,
the one with the long hair, kind of old eccentric guy.
The Hollywood guy.
Yeah. I forget his name. Anyways, and the VP that I'll name nameless, they look exactly alike. It's pretty funny. But I take him over to the VIP platform side stage, where I'm literally, it's like the stage is where I'm looking at you, like watching Stevie Wonder play, and they're on this little VIP platform. And can't remember that guy's name, but
it was like Manny or Howie or something like that, right?
Barry Wise. Okay, so
Barry. Yeah.
So I take him onto this VIP platform. Stevie Wonder's playing, right? And all of a sudden, everybody on that VIP platform is focused on Barry. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you're focused. You guys are like worried about the guy who is on a TV show collects trash, instead of Stevie Wonder, who's playing on a stage right in front of you.
Well, Stevie Wonder doesn't notice.
Wow, burn. Anyways, I just thought that was funny. But then I'm running back to go get something, and I'm like, you know how we run around stadiums? Your head's down, you're looking at feet, you're just trying to get through the crowds, right?
Yeah.
And I think I'm carrying something, and I'm going through the VIP platform, just because there was less people on it. So it was easier. And I'm going through. And then all of a sudden, I come like this close from running straight into somebody. Right? And our knees almost touched. Like, that's how close I was to him. And I look up, and it was Paul McCartney.
Oh, shit.
And I literally almost ran over Paul McCartney.
Oh, man.
So that was interesting.
Well, you're running. That's actually... people kind of don't realize how close that you kind of do run into people like that when you're down and like you're running around, you're doing your job, but these people are down where you are. Yeah,
no. At the convention center, we did in New Orleans. We did the Emerald Lagasse event every year. So all the celebrities. Sorry, microphone. All the celebrity chefs. And then one year, what's the Italian guy with the orange Crocs?
Emerald?
No.
Orange Crocs.
I'm not really good at names.
If it's anybody with Crocs, I can guarantee I've tuned that out.
Mario Batali.
Oh, okay.
Mario.
Yeah.
So this event every year is like 500 or 1,000 person plated meal, simultaneous plated meal, 5-course. So it's for the Emeril Lagasse Foundation. So we get to work with all these celebrity chefs. And anyways, we're cleaning up after the event. And as I said, Emeril Lagasse Mario Batali was there wearing his stupid orange Crocs, as one does, walking backstage, which or the corridors. Where we're cleaning up 1,000 person event. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of glassware. There's a lot of plates. There's a lot of everything. So this poor girl's walking down with a cart of hot water, coffee urns with hot water in it or something. And Mario's not watching where he's going, and the cart runs into her, and hot water spills all over his feet.
Oh!
He was not very happy.
He burned his little toesies through little holes.
That's why you don't wear those shoes when you're a chef.
Yeah, maybe are they non-stick? Maybe that's why or non-slip or something.
That's why they have rules. That's why there's OSHA.
But when you get to be a chef like that, you're like, fuck the rules. I'm this guy.
Yeah.
I'm this guy though. I don't need those rules.
Or there was a chef. What was it? I'm not even gonna say his name because this is a small world. But a certain celebrity chef. We were doing, I think it was the first course, and I've got all my people lined up. It's they want a simultaneous dropping of food. Mm. So you have to have everybody. I think it's like 5 people per table, 5 servers per table, so that the food can all go down at once.
So it was like one clink.
Well, yeah. And so I had to have all my people lined up, ready to go. And so I'm waiting on this chef who's got his whole team of people, and they're working with our chefs. And he looked, I'm just sitting there waiting, and finally he puts a plate down. He's like, let's go, it's dying. It's dying. I look down, I'm like, it's raw shrimp. Like, it's already fucking dead. What's it gonna do, you dick? Like, and I've been standing in front of you for 20 minutes, fucking asshole, waiting for your food. Anyways,
some people may not know it's dying means it's you
not
need
gonna
to hurry up.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
that
good.
Thing down.
Yeah,
but it is.
Yeah,
it's still gonna be good.
Yeah, it's still gonna be good.
Like, I would leave that for 10 minutes on there and it would still be good because people are going to be talking. They're going to immediately dig into their shit, right?
No, it's what you say when you know that you're already late with your food. You say that to make yourself feel better, like it's not your problem, it's ours. It's called pushing blame.
It's called kicking the can.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I could see that. Like, you would have to deal with a lot more of that shit than I did, though. Like, a lot more of that is like food and beverage, and like you guys, especially because you had to do like clubs and suites and stuff. That was you,
green rooms and all that stuff.
Yeah. And for me, it was a lot different of an experience. For a lot of years, all my family got was 49er stuff.
Yeah,
and they had come to expect it, but it doesn't go forever.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who are diehard Niners fans, and as I don't know if I mentioned to you earlier, every sport I work for, I usually end up hating the team because on the back you get a lot of the back of the house stuff, and us food and beverage and merchandise folks, we're kind of on the bottom of the totem pole as far as how we're treated. We're kind of like the second class people there. Mm-hmm. So not everybody treats us fairly, and like we're just like, let those assholes do it or whatever. But
yeah. Because everybody kind of equates it with like, oh, you just pour the soda. You just put the hot dogs in there. But they don't understand like there's a lot of shit that goes into putting the hot dogs in there, to getting the sodas that are in there, to getting the beers. And it's like, you don't really get a lot of credit for it, you just don't get a lot of credit for it. There's no but.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know how something works, and you don't appreciate it. But,
yeah.
It's always we're the people that get the blame pushed on them.
Well, I mean, when the CEO of Centerplate got caught like kicking that dog on the elevator,
Oh, God.
I think that the blame was taking off us. Like the blame was like, oh hey, I'd rather not work for a guy that kicks dogs, but here I am. I just have to do it, And people are like, oh yeah, that CEO, huh? Like, yeah, well, he sucks. Yeah,
Yeah. What was that guy's name?
It started with a D. I want to say it was like Dean. Dez. Yeah.
Something.
But man, you can't be doing that. You cannot be kicking a dog.
No.
Or like strangling a dog, especially if it's not yours.
Yeah.
And people were like, this is the guy that's behind the $14 hot dog.
We're back at Rayleigh Field, the River Cats, when they used to actually shoot hot dogs out of a cannon.
What?
Yeah, they would. They stopped doing it because it didn't really work because you'd wrap it up, and most of the time it would come unwrapped in the air. And the hot dog would go one way, the bun would go the other.
They got to wrap it in a spiral.
Yeah, and then I don't know how long that hot dog's been sitting in a steamer waiting for whatever point dinger is going out with the hot dog cannon. Now they just shoot little T-shirts that's got a coupon on it for a hot dog or something.
Yeah, well, that seems like because it's really
safer.
It's a T-shirt cannon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Dollar Dog days. Ooh, we get there pretty early. The people who the first people to get to the stadium and order the dollar hot dogs. A dollar hot dog's been sitting in a steam anywhere. It's perfectly safe. It's safe to eat. But it was wrapped about 8 hours ago.
It's not our best work.
No.
Yeah.
Because to keep up with the demand of there's not enough manpower to. I'll have 15 hot dogs. Like they're buying 15 just because they can, not because they need it.
Because they're holding their own hot dog contest.
Well, I remember we used to go to the Coliseum on $2 root beer float and dog day or something on Thursday day games or something, and we'd go there and we'd buy a large thing of nacho cheese and 25 hot dogs just because we can. And go send them. So you have to have a lot of stuff. You gotta and how to order product for an event it's like just throwing a dart. It's like or see where it hits. Like either you're not gonna have enough and you run out, or you get in trouble because you order too much.
There's really no happy medium.
Yeah, there's not.
Yeah, well, people also like in the business, people look at a line and say, hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, to a fan, it's like, I'm not going there. I'm going to steer clear because there's a line. But lines are, and, our VP at the time, he would always say, look at the lines. And he'd be like, looking at it, and it's like, he would get like a happy feeling because there was all these lines. It's like, this is a bad experience. It's like, but it's not really, not for us.
No.
So, I mean, to put it in that perspective,
as long as they're moving,
it's interesting. Yeah. And, I remember Jay would always say, like, because we had lines inside the store and it was like, well, we had like, but 20 registers, right?
Yeah.
So he'd be like, you're the 40th person in line. That really means you're actually the second.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. It's moving fast.
And it does move fast, but it's like, that's an interesting way to look at it too. But one thing I realized from going and working at the Coliseum for a while and that last game at the Coliseum, because I obviously didn't work there when I took my daughter, but it was it was so packed in the stadium to get anything that I basically I knew where all the in-seat guys went to go get their stuff. So I just went there, hung out there for 5 minutes. Some dude comes out with a full case of beer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, hey, let me get 2 of those, blah, blah, blah.
He's
and
like, great. I don't have to walk down the stairs.
Yeah. It's like, well, who else is coming out? Oh, hey, do you want a lemonade snow cone thing?
Was it Holland Jam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we'll get one of those too. And it's like, boom.
Now that's traveling circus.
Yeah.
The Holland Jam. Traveling circus.
They're always late getting back their money to us at Candlestick too.
There's always the same guys that did every single stadium and basically Northern California. It was like the same crew.
Yeah. And they were, well, for us, we didn't really have to deal with them in merchandise after Candlestick, but you guys did.
The Candlestick, we dealt with them, but we didn't. They weren't. We did our own. We did our own in seat for Levi's. We didn't have Hall and Gym. I don't think.
Oh, but they were still there, right? As a NPO.
I don't think so.
God, maybe they were with us. I'll have to ask Alan. He handled all that.
Yeah, I don't know. My memory's shot.
Sometimes you just kind of tend to block things out.
Yeah.
You know?
It's fun, though, when you're going these little trails and you're like, oh, I remember this. Oh, I remember that. I mostly have forgotten more than I can remember. Forgotten more than I can remember.
Forgotten more than we can remember. And like also there's some things that we can't really imagine, which were sometimes the most memorable.
Yeah.
That we can't really, we'd have to do the paid content for that.
Yeah.
And
some things can't be talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people, we don't need to destroy lives. Our lives have already been destroyed.
I was wondering what you were going to say. Yeah. But I mean, it's a hell of an experience to be in there. And like, if you grow up as a fan on one team and eventually you work for them, it's going to ruin you a little bit.
Yeah.
But on the other side, it's going to be like, I got into that spot where nobody else could. And so it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yeah. And I remember you always get people like, oh, I want to go work for the 49ers. I'm a huge fan. I don't want that person working for me. They're just going to be worried about watching the game.
Yeah, they're going to take their lunch and they're going to take a half hour. They're going to take a half hour and they'll never see.
You're going to catch them in one of the clubs eating food, watching a game, and you're like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
No, that was when people were too big of fans. You at least if you didn't put them in a place where they could see the field,
right?
Because you'll never. That'll be the longest lines.
Well, we used to put them in the stores because then we would have like a supervisor that was like a regular person. I think I pretty much had all the supervisors on at this point on the show, but we'd put them in there to where like one of our trusted supervisors could like watch you and be like, this guy sucks. And okay, well then he's not going to come back for the next one, and I'm sure you had to go through that too.
Oh, that was the best thing about having temps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you didn't like them, they're off the list for the next time.
Yeah.
So, but if you hired them, then you're stuck with them for a while.
Well, that's a big decision, though. If you're hiring them, then they're a star.
Yeah.
If you're bringing a temp on as a permanent employee, then they're a star, and it's something that you discovered, and it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a common case, but you had the experience with a lot of the riders from these. You might say celebrities. You might say talent. That came through these stadiums. What are a couple do you think?
Well, they're always, so basically, if you don't know what a writer is, it's green room needs. It's what the artist wants in their room, either their personal room or the room for the band or the room or their production staff, or it's everybody on the tour. So you're setting up. You got all the people that are unloading. You're feeding all those guys. So you basically make like a cafeteria for the whole band while they're there, that they can eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, because they get there sometimes in the middle of the night. You get trucks rolling in, and we start at 4 a.m. sometimes having to get coffee for them and all this stuff. But then you have the specific needs of the artists, and the manager. Basically, anything that the artist has ever made the manager get for them, they put on this writer because they don't want to do it again. And it's it's not. I don't think at the end of the day they're paying for it. It's coming out of the revenue of the ticket from the stadium. But you get some pretty funny stuff. Some are demanding. So this artist I'm looking at was for Levi Stadium. It is 15 pages.
What?
15 pages for the entire band. And I'll just read you some of the... Okay.
15 pages for a band?
Yes. So we have the beverage service area for the artist. Tons of fresh strong coffee all day. They want assorted of black herbal throat coat, juices, just normal, just lactate milk, industrial juicer, with a list of about 30 different things that they can juice. They don't travel with this. They just expect us to have it. So basically they have a juice bar all day long so that they can get juice whenever they want. Like
the Power Rangers used to get from Ernie.
Yeah. And it tells you everything down to the 15-gallon lined garbage can. Like,
whoa, really?
What color chairs, everything. They're all very specific. Some of them aren't. A lot of them are. And then we had to have a chef, like little restaurant, basically built for the band that they can come order food whenever they want. And then very specific things on those. But anyways, get to the fun part here. We'll talk about the artist actual green rooms where the artist is spending his time. Let's see. This guy. Okay. So, first line was, please note, use all organic ingredients and products.
Naturally.
Possible, because that's, they all want to be on the organic thing. Mm-hmm. Anyways, the first line of this artist writer is 1 32-ounce wide mouth Nalgene bottle filled with 750 milliliters of Don Julio Silver.
A fucking Nalgene bottle filled with Don Julio?
So that he can have it on stage and drink it and nobody would know what it was.
It's clear?
Yeah.
My God.
Everybody, if you ever see somebody drinking out of a green Nalgene bottle on stage, it's not water.
Yeah, because usually if it's water, they give them the liquid deaths, right?
Yep. And then it's like, a bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa, 2009-2010 vintage, $100 range.
Okay. So, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not very specific.
Case of Sierra. Excuse me, birds chirping.
Oh, that sounds like a cardinal.
Please, and then a case of Sierra, 6 of them in the fridge, 6 room temp. Okay.
What a sick bastard.
Also, please have 24 non-transparent 16-ounce coffee cups with lids, similar to what you'll find at a Starbucks. Directly next to the fridge.
Naturally.
That's for the beer.
Goes without saying.
Yeah. 2 small bottles of ginger ale. 2 small bottles of ginger ale. Just 2. Don't put any more than that in there.
Don't you dare put 3.
Dealer's choice, but not generic. What's generic?
Give me some name brand. Don't give me the Star. Don't give me Dr. Star.
1 bag each pistachios and cashews. 1 each Humboldt Fog cheese, organic goat cheese, goat cheddar, and Swiss cheese on a cheese board with a cutting knife.
Give me the goat too.
Yeah. 2 packages of different variety gluten-free crackers. 1 small deli meat tray, preferably no nitrates. 1 small bar of artisan chocolate, organic. 1 organic kale salad with raspberry vinaigrette dressing on the side. 4 turkey wraps with avocado, spinach, mustard, cut in halves.
That's actually making me hungry.
No, I'm hungry too. But the list goes on and on. I'll just show you this, how it goes on and on and on and on. And it's, we're going to there's a name there. Down to the dishware. 24 small appetizer plates, 24 forks, 24 spoons. You can see where this is going. 12 large drinking glasses, 12 ounces or larger. 12 coffee mugs. It's like somewhere along the line, they ran out of coffee mugs during an event, and they wanted to just make sure there's enough. So it's just 12 Starbucks double shot light cans. Please make sure these are 6.5 ounce fluid ounces, and they say light on them.
What if they didn't?
I don't know. But basically,
send it back.
with all the writers. The best thing that ever happened to us was DoorDash. Or the prime delivery or whatever, because all that organic crap that we had to buy, like you have to go. There's only certain places you can get it. Whole Foods, Nugget, and you have to go for like a week straight every day because they run out of. They don't carry 24 of these organic cashew milk only milked on the full moon of the coldest night of the year.
Their week supply is 4.
Yeah. So
nobody buys this shit regularly.
We'd have to run out before the delivery service. Because you're not going to buy, find a distributor that carries this and buy a case of something you only need 2 of.
Right.
And for this one of it. And it's nothing you're ever going to be able to resell. So we'd have to go over town with thousands of dollars of cash and buy all this crap. And then the looks you get when you're going through Whole Foods with this cart full of all this stuff. And then at the end of the day, they don't even touch it.
Those bastards.
They don't even touch it. So nothing. They don't touch it. So
they want the organic stuff. So they're in their mindset, I want the organic stuff because in case I want to eat it, I want it to be nice for me.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to, because there's only a shortage of organic stuff because you can only grow so much stuff at one time. I'm going to make it so that other people cannot have the organic stuff in this area.
I think it's like monkey see, monkey do. Like some artists started doing that, and then everybody's on the bandwagon of, oh yeah, let's all do this organic crap. I personally, I prefer not to have bugs in my food. So every organic I've purchased. I remember one time I got what are the stupid things called? Artichoke.
Oh yeah.
And I cut it open. Big ass worm right in the middle of it.
Oh, I gotcha.
No, that's when I stopped buying organic.
Oh shit! You got to bleach them first before you eat it.
No, I prefer not to have the bugs. Plus, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy not organic.
Bugs are extra protein.
Yeah, they are.
And pretty soon we'll all be eating bugs, Clay.
Yeah,
we'll all be eating them. Crickets. Yep.
I'm
not excited about it, but it's what our overlords decided for us.
I'll be dead by then.
Well, fuck on that note.
I don't care. We've already lost so many years of our life.
Yeah, I mean, so many people that were there too. It's we know people that are still in there, right?
Yeah.
But it's
it's not a good work-life balance.
No,
it's terrible. And
no,
yeah, money's great when you have it, but when you're not happy and you don't have a life. And you can't ever spend that money, you can spend it. You're just not spending on things you should be spending it on.
Yeah, you're spending on things to get through work,
numb the pain.
Yeah, to just let it get, to just keep it going, And it's, you have to get out of it at some point because otherwise you're gonna not make it to 50.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to get my knees. I'm gonna have to get my knees replaced at some point. Just walking around concrete. If the best thing you can do for yourself, for any of these young kids who decide they want to get in this industry, buy really nice shoes. Because your feet and your knees will get fucked. What
I did was I bought shitty shoes and bought really nice insoles.
Yeah.
And I just, those insoles, they're saved my life. But also, because I would have multiple outfits throughout the day. I would have my morning outfit, which is my big ass coat, my insulated pants, and a scarf or something and a sweatshirt underneath because I'd be going on the cart at 4:00 in the morning, setting up those stupid trailers and stuff.
Oh God.
And then I would change into my suit, which we all had to wear. We all had to wear the monkey suit. And then once the game was almost over, I would change into basically
pajamas.
But yeah, kind of like that. It was basically something that you could just go to the gym in.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm just not gonna wear underwear for this one. I'm gonna bring an extra pair of socks, but I'm not gonna wear any underwear for my last outfit. And that really, not wearing underwear for the last outfit, really, that will add some life back to you. Because I'll tell you, once you've been doing that in the suit and everything, and it's just you don't want it. You don't want it. So you're gonna go around with your gym fit on, basically all the stuff that the coaches wear, and your lanyard, and that's gonna be enough for you, And I used to have to bring a lot of clothes with me every day, but still,
full closets in our offices, full bars, full closets. You knew where the showers were that you could use. I mean, there was like stadium ops always had showers in their area. So
Locker room Bob would hook you up too.
Yeah, if you're a good friend, if you know, it's the bartering system. You know,
Yes.
you get them the bottles of you get them beer for after the game, so when they're done, and then you get to use their facilities too. So
or you hook their friend that they brought to the game up with a hat.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and then that goes. It's better to hook their friends up than it is even to hook them up.
Yeah,
and because he'll remember that. Like, oh wow, you made me look like a baller. Thank you very much. Like here, anything you need. It's like, well, hold on, pencil that, and like let's table that for the next time.
Yeah. When it gets to the point where like you're just numb to it, like, and someone goes, "Oh, that's so cool," and you're like, "Huh? Oh yeah, whatever. I do this all day.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah, I know."
But when you get to that point, it's like it's time to go.
It is.
It's
because it's lost its luster.
Yeah,
and you were there for the opening. You were there up until the Super Bowl, but then after that, it's kind of like it becomes a regular stadium.
Yeah, it's
because all those beginning events are gone, and your team that you opened the place with is gone.
Oh yeah, they kind of So what they do in at least in the food and beverage side is they spend a lot of money on getting the good people in there to open it, get it running, and then once it's running and everything's good, and the first 2 seasons are out of the way, well, guess what? They're going to bring in somebody else who does it for a lot less money.
Right, does it for a lot less because everything that's hard has already been set
done.
in.
So now it's just that team of like 6 managers running one area is now 2 managers.
Plus all the people that you've hired that are just the regular people have now been promoted to other things because they stuck around.
Yeah.
And didn't steal. And now they're being promoted and they're taken out and everything like that. And you're kind of, if you're still around and you don't decide to go to somewhere else, you're kind of on your own back to square one, and it is what it is. I think that's just kind of the nature of the beast that we decided to pour a decade of our lives in or more,
We'll say met a lot of great people though. Seen a lot of cool places.
Yeah.
I mean, I've forgotten more cool things I've done in my life than most people have done.
Yeah.
I've served presidents. I've met so many different sports stars and just famous people, actors and whatever that, but we're ingrained to not give a shit about them.
Right.
So it doesn't faze me. Like when I see somebody like a famous person or whatever, cause cool, they're good at whatever they do. I guarantee you they can't do my job. They're
good at song
they're
stuff.
good at their stuff. I'm good at my stuff. So they're just like, my favorite thing to say, like, oh, this guy's so hot. This girl's so hot. I'm like, yeah, if she wasn't famous and you saw her at the bar, would you even look twice?
Because they also have like the power of like millions of dollars of makeup artists and things like that. Like they have the power of that plus perfect lighting.
Yeah.
And it's like, shit. I could look like Brad Pitt or something.
Yeah. They're all just people. They're all just people. And when
some of them are lizard people.
When we're ingrained to like, because you get fired for looking at them.
We've had to fire people.
Yeah.
Who've you
or talking to them or whatever.
Yeah. We had to fire somebody for talking to Snoop Dogg.
Oh, was that opening day?
Like, Snoop Dogg. Like, he's like, I don't know. He did like and did the thing, whatever he did. But he was like, hey, and he did the hate thing to them. He was not like, hey, fire this person. We had to fire him.
It's a company.
Somebody else.
It's company's it's not nothing to do with the artist. We don't want, just like you don't want the fan. You don't want to hire a fan that's not going to pay attention.
Right. And no stadium wants the reputation of having people that are constantly harassing.
Yeah, because then they won't bring good concerts there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Who have you had to get rid of anybody for that?
I remember Snoop Dogg though, the opening day, because he had his dressing room, but he wasn't allowed to smoke in there. This is a brand new fucking stadium. But so he had a trailer outside. Remember, right outside the loading dock, or not the loading dock, the doors. And I remember him coming out to do the was it halftime or did he come out and do the national anthem?
I'm pretty sure it was halftime. Yeah.
Halftime. and the cloud of smoke that came out of that fucking trailer. You could, it was a lot. It was a lot. I don't even know how he could see.
It was rolling coal.
It was like cloud.
Bless his heart, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's stuck with one thing,
Hey,
and he's kept it going.
That's sick. Good for him. we had to fire people. I don't remember specifically, but I think the toughest to work around is like presidents and politicians, and like for presidents, it's just Secret Service comes in, they look everywhere, they do everything, they block off very important areas that you need, like service halls, like where you're supposed to roll stuff down out of sight. Now you can't use it because it's too close. And then for the president's food, you're cooking 6 entrees, 6 while Secret Service is watching you. And then they have a Secret Service, the guy who picks one and tests it. So he's the guinea pig to make sure that.
So every president that orders any kind of food, there's always going to be a bite taken out of everything that you have.
No. Because it's like the roulette. Like there's 6 of them. I say there's 6 chicken plates. Okay, chicken, rice, vegetables, whatever. And the Secret Service will pick one at random, eat it, make sure it's not poison. He'll pick another one at random to serve to the president. And then the other 4 just get thrown in the trash.
Well, what the fuck?
Or eaten by some kitchen help or something. But yeah, no.
I think I got some of those. I think you may have sent some of those our way.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that you got to deal with.
Presidents are weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the nature of the game.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was it Hillary Clinton?
Hill Dog?
No. Yeah, it was Hillary Clinton.
Hilly Willy?
I think it was after Clinton. It was after his presidency. But she wasn't running yet or anything. But she was just she was at one of the convention centers.
She was walking,
doing something, and she was doing a speech. But they still have all Secret Service with them afterwards too.
Yeah.
But the amount of crap that I had to find and get for her dressing room, and then she didn't touch it. I was mad.
Really? How many stem cells did she drink per minute? Oh, we don't keep track of that. But it's in the archives. We'll have to look that up on the paid content.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I've met a lot of people. But more importantly, made a lot of friends, and like you, and be able to come back and do this, and that's pretty cool.
Hey, well, Clay, I really appreciate you coming by. It's been good. I miss those days, and like seeing you brings me back to that that era where I almost had kids, didn't quite have kids, and was still kind of like a real person. I don't know. It kind of it's a different time that is sadly gone, partially because it's like pre-COVID, but secondly because a lot of people that we work with have died, and thirdly because that stadium is no longer what we remember it as. There's places that you go now that you couldn't have gone back. Like you couldn't go now, but you could go back then. It's just, we were there when it was a thing, when it was the place to be.
Yeah.
And now it's just another place to go.
Yeah.
Sadly, I mean, it's, we made that place into to the best it could be, and it brings that back. And, man, it's a wild thing, right? It's for somebody that's not in the business, that goes there just to go to a game, and there's nothing wrong with that because everybody does it. I do it now, and you do it now, but
well, I still go back to if I go back to Gold One Center, it's still I'll be walking around and employees be like, "Hey, it's you!" They're still there,
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I went to a Kings game, and I was up sitting in one of the, because I still know people, they get you into special areas as long as you got a ticket to get in the stadium. And then this girl came out to me, she's like, "Oh, it's Clay." She's like, "Thank you so much for hiring me. She's like, you changed my life. I was really in a bad place." And it was like the sweetest, I'm going to start crying, but I was like, it was like the sweetest thing ever. And she came over, ran over to find me because she heard I was there. and like thanked me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get many of those.
No, you don't. But
But hey,
when you're a kid, I always feel. One more thing before we go is, my daughter, who's 12 now, I don't think she's ever sat in a normal seat for any event ever. I remember like a sideline of 49ers or in a suite, or every concert or Kings game, Disney on Ice, whatever it is, she's in a suite or like in VIP. And where I get her tickets to what was that? One Direction. Oh, who's the boy band with the brothers?
Jonas.
Yes,
Jonas Brothers.
Because Jonas Brothers played, and I got her. I'm taking her and her friend. They're 12 too. I got him a suite ticket. So
Oh, God.
I made the dad of the year.
Dude, when she starts dating, like when she gets like 17, 18, maybe 16, starts dating, you really fucked that guy.
That's the point I'm getting to. So
really fuck that dude.
So we're on the way. I'm like, girls, we need to eat some food before we go. Do you guys hungry? She's like, no, we'll just eat in the suite. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh fuck, that's right.
My God.
Because every time you're in a suite, there's a food. I'm like, well, honey, there may not be food. This isn't our suite. Like, there may not be food there. She's like, wait, this doesn't come with food? I'm like, no. But we walk in, and of course, food everywhere. And then my friend's like, what can I get? Like, anything you guys want. Like, just treating him like VIP. And I'm like,
she'll take the lobster bisque.
Some poor partner of hers is going to be in for it when they try to go out to an event or something. She's like, what are these seats up here? Like, where's the food?
The commoners.
Yeah. Where's my jersey with my name on it? Like,
well, that's kind of like where I sit now, with my kid. It's like we still go and like we visit everybody and we can go and like talk, but I wanted to have that kind of experience because we actually at the Oakland game, we sat next to these people that were in the business. Yeah. Like in the F&B business actually. And they were on the phone with Leslie.
Oh.
Trying to see if they had to come in tomorrow to help with Levi's. I was like, hey, it sounds like you guys are in the stadium business by what you said. What stadium, can I ask? And he was like, oh, yeah, they might need our help at Levi's, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, who'd you talk to? And they're like, Leslie. I was like, oh, wow. Like, I'm not going to say the last name. But she'll be on the show too.
Oh, is she?
Oh, she will.
Oh, nice.
But
she's gonna travel up here.
We'll see.
I might have to come in for that one.
Yeah, that might be a twofer. I've got more microphones. I got more chairs.
She's probably got a lot of shit on me though, so it might not be a good idea.
Hey, that's the beauty of editing.
Yeah.
But it was like we connected with them for a while, and she talked and like, oh, my dad did that and this and that, and like the dude ended up like shedding some tears because it was the last game and he had grown up in Oakland, I mean, like for me too, I was a Giants fan when I was a kid until Barry Bonds really pissed me off when I was in second grade. And then I became an A's fan. I've been an A's fan ever since. But, like going there, that was the cheap way to see a baseball game.
Yeah. That behind the scenes though, that place is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not going to say anything.
I know.
I did. I after going on, I was down there for doing a lot of contract stuff and helping them out. And they're behind the scenes. That suite tower is disgusting.
Yeah, man. Let me put it to you this way: even the asphalt has tumors.
Yeah, it's gross. It's yeah.
But we'll have to end it there.
Yep.
Clay, it's been real, man.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll come and do it again.
Cool. I'm gonna go get some Taco Bell.
All right, guys. See you later.